Let's welcome on board Mr. Ajay Patil as promised. He's of course the CFO at Cummins India. Ajay, hi, good to be speaking with you. I wanted to begin by asking about the exports part of the business because it has been fairly weak and of course very volatile. What gives you the confidence to say that it has bottomed out, and how will the recovery shape up? Will it be a pent-up demand kind of big move, or it will be a staggered recovery that we will see in exports?
Hi, good afternoon to you and all the viewers. Thank you for having me. I think that's a very good question with respect to how we look at the exports outlook. What we provided a commentary on the earnings call was we looked at the geographies that we serve for our exports. Our exports are two dimensions. One is on the low horsepower side and the other one on the high horsepower side. I think on the low horsepower side, we have seen a significant softening of demand over the past few quarters. And that is something which we have been guiding as well. The reason we commented upon it bottoming out is to really look at the base absorption of a particular volume in a geography. That's point one. Point number two is the amount of work that we have done to tailor our product, which are fit for a particular market, fit for application, fit for price, fit for what the local customer demands are. And number three is also the aspect of the core demand in that particular economy on the consumption side. And of course, the efforts that we take with respect to our distribution. So when you put all this together, we believe that we have reached a stage where from here on, we may stay at the bottom for some time, but otherwise we see an uptick on the export side, especially when it comes to the low horsepower side. High horsepower is largely project driven, while low horsepower has a very high price sensitivity. High horsepower has a price sensitivity with respect to the project. And that's where I think our softening has not been as pronounced as it was on the low horsepower side. And we believe that the low horsepower and high horsepower have reached a stage where we can see them bottoming out and then start to show an uptick in the coming quarters.
The CPCB4 product, you were earlier talking about taking some price hikes for that product. Were you able to do that? And how is the competitive intensity for that market currently?
Yeah, I mean, I will preface that with a quick background comment about is that the CPCB4 plus emissions are applicable from July 1st, 2024. However, it is not a cutover completely because the previous emission products are also allowed to be sold up until June of 2024. So as a consequence, the market has not fully transitioned to the new emissions. Having said, because it's a significant change relative to previous emission to the new standards, primarily moving from a mechanical to electronic engines, as well as the sophisticated after-treatment systems that are needed to meet the stringent emission standards, there is obviously a price change that we had taken, which has been well received because as we speak in the, it's a short period of 6 months where we have transitioned. We have seen a reasonably strong demand, especially from those states where the local pollution control authorities are putting a high emphasis on emissions from stationary application like a genset. And we see a pretty strong demand. We haven't seen any significant price resistance so far relative to the prices we have published.
I wanted to pivot to the data center business of yours as well, because that's one space that the street is quite bullish on in terms of the opportunity size and potential. Could you talk to us about what your plans are there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the data center being, where the reliability standards are very high, the uptimes are running 99.9% or thereabout. You require a very robust and reliable backup power system. And we have specifically engineered our product to ensure that level of reliability. And that's number one from our readiness point of view. Number two, also data center as an end market, we see as a multi-year opportunity simply because of the extent of digitization that has been done so far and the scope of digitization that is possible. All of that is going to require a significant capacity from a data center point of view. And number three is globally also data center as an end market is reporting a very strong growth. And therefore we have the advantage of access to that technology where we are able to constantly upgrade our products to continue to meet the demand the data center customers are seeking for.
CB4 product again. How is the competitive intensity there? And I believe your competitors have also come out with this product. So will you be looking to maintain your market share on that front, or will you be able to? Will you be aiming to keep your margins maintained on that front?
I think we are doing both. The way I see it, if I look at internally how the data center revenue is sort of reporting quarter on quarter, year on year, whichever way I look at it, we continue to see that we are being preferred by our customers, primarily because of the product and the technology that we bring to the table to address the customer need, and as well at the same time we are able to maintain or improve our margins into that end market as well.
On that note, we let you go. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us. I think we'll be cutting across to the Parliament.